Louisville with our good friend Eric. Eric, and you're here listening and watching the Final Count podcast. Yay!
Hey, it's Eric Ornish, Voice of the Valley from OVW, and you're checking out the Final Count.
Citizens, this is Super Z, and you're watching the Final Count.
Welcome to the Final Count. Here is your host, Rymode Mosley, and your co-host, the 502 Ace, Brian Dixon.
What's
going on, guys? What's up?
It is that time again. It is the Final Count time. And as you can see, it's not just me and Mr. the 502 Ace here on this week's episode of the Final Count. We are joined by our good friend, our good buddy, Chris Runyon. He is a OVW fan. He is a wrestling fan. I like the two of us. And so we are thrilled. And it is a joy to have you on with us this week, Chris.
It's a joy for me to be on the podcast with you guys. You guys are doing a wonderful job over here at the Final Count. And I just am very honored to be on here. Thank you guys for having me. I'm very blessed.
Not a problem. Anytime.
Exactly. We got an exciting impactful show this week, as we do, I'd say every week. And so this week, as if you can tell by the title of our episode this week, it is Bash+Fight equals no mercy. You might be like, what in the world does that mean? We'll
pretty awesome.
To you that.
If I'm being honest, it's pretty awesome, man. I like it.
I love it. So this is our predictions show. We have 3 major pay-per-views coming up literally as we're recording this. This is Friday night, but if you're watching this on Saturday or listening to this on Saturday, or anytime after that, if you're watching it on Saturday or listening to it on Saturday, one is happening depending on where you're at. If you're on the East Coast at 1 p.m., and if you're on any other coast, I don't know what to tell you at that point because I can't keep.
Pretty sure it's 10 a.m.
Yeah, 10 a.m. Okay.
Your math is better than my math. I take that.
I just seen the commercial so much, so it's like 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m.
Right.
Pacific or whatever it is.
Right.
And then if you are in the Kentucky area, but even outside of Kentucky, so if you've been sleeping under a rock, there is this promotion. There is this company called Ohio Valley Wrestling, and they are having what I would say is going to be their biggest show of the year, with a show called Fight Night. We've been talking about it and promoting it. Yes, we've been talking about it and promoting it the past couple weeks, and actually the past couple months, really, as we had Mr. Ed Payer on, and also Certified Luke Curtis on as well.
Big shout out to both of them for coming
Absolutely.
on.
Wonderful. Absolutely.
So Fight Night is coming up tonight. If you're watching this on Saturday or listening to it on Saturday, it is coming up tonight. It is it is in Pikeville, Kentucky. If you're
need me to throw that up for you,
so yeah, go ahead.
These guys can read it.
Yeah. So if you're
look at that poster, man. Look at that.
That's a great poster for sure. I'm gonna look at all the talent on that poster.
Look at the legends and Hall of Famers that's going to be there, man.
Yes,
that's incredible. That's absolutely.
This show is worth the money, worth the drive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys are. If you're not watching OVW, I mean, you're sleeping. I've been going since 2002, 2003. This is how I met Ryan. We've been best friends since then. And OVW has changed so much. It is an incredible platform. It's an incredible TV show. And I will always watch OVW no matter what.
Definitely. And so we'll go ahead and plug this show right now since we're talking about it. You can catch it tomorrow night on pay-per-view if you're not in driving distance or in the Pikeville area. So you can catch it on pay-per-view. You can, I believe, you can get your pay-per-view by at tickets at OV or ticks at OV
OVWTix.com.
Yep.
.com. Now there
Yes,
we go.
sir.
I can barely see it.
No, that's all good, man. I get tongue tied too. It's all
And that's
good.
OVWTix.com.
Yes, that's why I have you here. And that is again today, Saturday, August 31st, at the Appalachian Arena. That's 126 Main Street, Pikeville, Kentucky, 41501. We are going to be predicting all the matches with this pay-per-view. And so if you're, like I said, if you're not in driving distance, do yourself a favor and buy the pay-per-view and support great wrestling and watch great wrestling. I mean, get some buddies over and get some wings. You know, we all love wings and pizza while we're watching wrestling, right?
Right.
I love food.
I love food.
Wrestling
Food
and
and
food.
food.
You can't go wrong with that.
You can't. You can't. And so, do yourself a favor and watch great Ohio Valley Wrestling. See where the greats of today and the greats of tomorrow and the greats of now are coming from, and have came from. And so, then we move on to No Mercy, and that is on Sunday. That is NXT's pay-per-view, No Mercy. And we got a lot of great matches for that show as well. And we'll be breaking down and predicting those matches as well on this show. But first of all, Chris and Brian, you were both over at Grindhouse, which is another local promotion that we promote here on the Final Count. And so I want y'all to go ahead and talk about how that show was.
You go ahead, Brian.
Like always, man, Grindhouse puts on an incredible show. If you guys are in the Kentucky in the area, go over to, Jeffersonville, and you won't be upset. It may be a little hot in there, but it's worth it. But yeah, they had their monthly shows, Elite the Lottery. It is a pretty good show. A lot of good matches. A few surprises. What would you say was one of your standout things of Sunday for Grindhouse?
Oh, man. Well, personally, for me, I am a huge fan of two talents over there, specifically one being the lovely Miss Larkin. She's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that her promo ability and just everything that she does, creating her own content through her social media platforms, is just top notch. And she really, to me, she's a throwback of a mix between these three talents I'm going to name you. One, unfortunately, has just passed away, or actually two. One being Brian Pillman, her type of style and just the, contrasting styles with that. And then I really think she reminds me a lot of Dean Ambrose, aka John Moxley, in AEW. And I also think she has a touch of, Bray Wyatt with what she does, and like just her character work and her in-ring ability, just everything that she does, it has meaning to it. And as soon as she comes through that curtain, like, she just captivates the audience. And it amazes me how she's only been doing this, I think, for a little over a year now. And she, I believe, got her start right before the pandemic. And then when the pandemic happened, she had to kind of, put it on hold. But for her to be, I don't know how old she is, but for her to only be in the business technically a year and to already be doing what she's doing, it's just incredible. And then on top of that, you got a guy over there named Ethan Heyer.
Oh, yeah.
And literally, you go by his name, he keeps raising the bar higher. As soon as he comes through the curtain, he has an electrifying personality. He is super fast. He is very witty. And for, his size, you wouldn't think that he'd be able to hold his own. He can get in there and he can go with some of the big boys. And I personally think, and I know I'm kind of segueing a little bit here, but I would like to see them, and I've told them both this personally, I would like to see them have a chance over at OVW.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now I know that they've had like I think a couple of matches over there for like the Nightmare Rumble and stuff like that, but like to actually get on the roster and get signed, I really think both of them would flourish. I think he would do good in the Rush division picture, and I think that she would be an immediate star in the women's division. That's just my opinion, but I think Kevo's awesome over there too. I think Berto's doing some good things. Grindhouse, like Brian said, it's an experience that if you are in the Indiana or Kentucky, Indiana area, you should definitely come check it out. It's just, to me, it has like an OVW feel to it. And that's what I love about it, because I love going OVW. So
it feels like family, like from the time you walk in to the time you leave, even during matches and stuff. I know that everybody's in character and has their storylines, but it still feels like a big family. Like everybody knows everybody, kind of like you mentioned OVW. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's friendly.
Yeah.
So a big shout out to Too Tough Tony, man, for throwing on these shows. Like we really appreciate it. Keep them going. Who knows? Somebody might be in the talks with Too Tough Tony to start training again.
Ooh.
But that might be later down the road. I'm not going to go too much into that.
I might have to get my Kentucky license. I don't know if they have to have a requirement in Indiana, but
Indiana does not require a license.
Oh, well then listen. Yeah. Hey, if you need a mouthpiece, brother, I'm good at talking. That's one of the few things in this life I'm good at. I can talk.
There you go.
Hey, we might be in talks and see what we can work out, man. Like I trained a few times with Mitchell Huff. I trained a few times over there with Mitchell Huff, Christian Skyfire, even the likes of Scott Cardinal showed up.
Okay.
Which threw me to the side. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Scott Cardinal, bro. Like he's somebody I watched at OVW, and it was cool to, I'm sorry we're throwing this sidetrack or whatever.
I apologize too,
but
apologize.
It was cool to step in the ring with likes of Mitchell Huff, Christian Skyfire, and Scott Cardinal, man, getting their knowledge. And it was just incredible. Like, it was a great experience. It's worth the money. It's worth the time. Because you got all those minds in professional wrestling that think alike, but they think different.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, man, let's get in the talks and see what we can do in the near future or something, and we'll go from there.
Look at that. I might have a little bit of a belly, but look at that muscle growing right there, man. I've been hitting the gym.
I got a little.
So.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, but like I said, guys, All Out, Grindhouse, check them out, man. They put on once a month shows, and they're worth the $10 a person. You cannot beat it.
Definitely.
It's definitely somewhere like I'm going to continue to take my stepdaughter because she got to play road. It was like her second show because OVW at the fair was her first. So her second show, and she loved it from start to finish, man, because she got to talk to everybody, touch their hands. That's all she cared about. But it's just that experience. And then in the end, she got to get in the ring.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually
and I was over there by the ring, man, and it just brought back those memories. Like, damn.
I came this close. I thought, you know what? They said only kids, but listen, don't let this beard fool you. I'm still a big child, okay? I got in there, but you know what? I didn't want all them kids throwing me over the top rope like, I'm like Andre the Giant.
See, I was going to get in there and take a bump and just roll out, but I didn't want the kids jumping on me. So, I mean, I was like, nah, just leave it to the kids.
Right. Sure, exactly.
But no, man, like, great show. Check them out for sure.
Absolutely.
Definitely. We have to throw some love over to Grindhouse. Like I said, we promote them, and so we're not just OVW, we're not just Grindhouse even. Just any promotion around Kentucky, around Indiana, even afar. We have some promotions we're kind of reaching out to even afar as well, and working with as well. So, definitely. Even like I saw where Derby City Wrestling was another promotion in Louisville in the Kentuckiana area. We've actually done some work with them and done some promoting for them and everything. And Gilbert Corsi, he's an alumni of the show as well. And so I know that Grindhouse and Derby City are going to do a big show over in Charlestown on September 19th. So if you're in the Charlestown area on the 19th, that is, I believe, a Thursday. So go over there and check that show out as well. I believe it's free, but don't hold me to that.
Yeah, it is on
The
a
last one they
Thursday.
did
I
for
the
free.
price, I'm lost. I don't know if it's free or what it just. But if we know, we'll obviously tell you guys.
We'll get a clarification.
But my boy Myron Reed, the young goat, Hot Fire Myron Reed, he is going to be on that show. That's my boy.
Yes.
That's my boy.
Yes. And our alumni Matty Ice is going to be on that show as well. So
that's Booker T's
for Matty Ice.
OVW.
Yes. Yes.
You guys are crushing it. You guys
He's
are
doing great work over there in ROW. So.
Right now, not to change things to a sad situation, but we did lose a certain someone, a part of our wrestling family this past week. So right now, we're going to take the time to tell the bell 10 times in memory of Sid Vicious. Wow. What a legend right there that we lost. Another great legend. Wow, just such a great career that Sid Vicious had. I mean, former with WCW champion. And so just so much that you could say about Sid Vicious. And what the career that he had, and sad the way I didn't even realize he had cancer is what he passed of.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know it either.
It's really sad. Just the thing. You have to remember to, anytime you leave a room, anytime you leave somewhere, be sure to hug those ones that you love. Tell those ones that you love, whether it's a friend, whether it's your neighbor, whoever that is, your relatives, be sure to tell them that you love them. Make it a point to tell them that you love them, because you never know when that's going to be your last moment on earth and your last chance to tell that person that you love them.
And another thing, never say goodbye. It's always, I'll see you later.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Nobody's promised tomorrow.
100% true. And moving from that, I do want to, at this time, go ahead and we're going to jump into our predictions for Bash in Berlin. That is going to be it, like I said, today. If you're watching this on or listening on Saturday, or go check it out even afterwards. I mean, it's never a bad thing to check it out afterwards. So let's pull up that first match here. What we got?
I'm gonna go bottom to top. No particular order. So let's go with this one right here.
All right, we got the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. It is going to be the challengers, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. It's going to be a great match. This is going to be a really good match. I think I'm going to go with Bianca and Jade picking up the win here. New champs. I mean, I don't see why does Alba Fire and Isla Dawn need to retain? Why?
Why not?
I don't know. I just don't see. I just don't see. I don't know. I don't see anything with them. I don't.
Yeah, like Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, don't get me wrong, they're a good team, but I feel like WWE's not building them to be what they can be.
Yeah.
And you can see that in a lot of superstars too, not just the women tag team. You know what I mean? But Jade and Cargill, yeah, perfect. It's Friday. I haven't had much sleep. Jade and Bianca, they got great chemistry together. They're great alone. They're both powerhouses. I'm gonna go with the champs to retain here.
So I have to split the tie.
All right.
Ooh. Well,
Just to get some stuff shaken up. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I will say this. On paper, you would think it would be a foregone conclusion when you look at the team of Jade and Bianca, just because, like, who could actually, when you think about it, has the strength, the agility, just all the, talents that they have. But I will tell you this. I feel like WWE is probably trying to slowly build toward Mania in Vegas, and I think that Jade and Bianca could end up having a match. And I think for that to happen, something's going to happen where they're going to have to continue to lose. One gets jealous, one blames the other. I think, the champs retain here. I think that they're wanting us to think that it's going to be Jade and Bianca, but I don't know who's going to turn. I think somebody's going to eventually turn. I'm not saying it's going to happen at the Berlin, but I think this is going to be the beginning of, like, it's just going to be a trickle effect. So I'm going with the champs. I might be crazy. I'm going with the champs.
No, I like your thought process there, for sure. And no, I agree. I believe it's going to come to a bowling point at some point. So
hey, haven't I said that for a while now on here?
Yeah,
haven't I? Yeah. If you guys been watching, I've been saying ever since they became a team, man. One of them's got to go.
Exactly.
They're two powerhouses on one team. Then one's going to say they're better than the other.
Let me ask both of you real quick before we go to the next match. Who do you think turns on the other?
Jade, 100%.
Oh yeah, I think Jade.
I do too. I think it's Jade.
Jade's got a great, even though she's just hit her 100 match mark between AEW and WWE in her career, she's got a great heel gimmick when she puts it on.
Yeah,
I agree. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Exactly.
No particular order. Let's go to the next one here. Chris, I'm going to let you handle this one.
Yes.
All right. Whoa. All right, you guys. So this is probably my favorite match on the entire card. And I know people's probably going to be like, wow. But we got WWE Women's Champion. That's right. Liv Morgan teaming up with her boyfriend, Dirty Dom. And they are going to take on the Terror Twins of Damian Priest. And that's right, mommy herself, Rhea Ripley. I personally, gentlemen, I'll be honest with you, this whole storyline since the whole thing imploded with her and Dom at SummerSlam, I think it's been the best thing WWE has done outside of the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre feud. And I personally think that, I'm being honest, just being a fan, I can't stand Dom, but he legit elicits that actual disgust. And when you're a heel, that's what what a heel should do. Don't be the cool heel. Don't be trying to get people to cheer you to do something more heinous like what we're doing with Bronson Reed. That's another story. I think he's doing amazing things, but
right.
I think what he's doing right now, he's the best heel right now in the business. 100%. And that's saying something. That is because there's a lot of great heels. And he and Liv, and I will say this too, Liv Morgan, to me, is doing the best in her career right now. They are literally a match made in heaven on screen. And let me ask you both this real quick. I know I'm talking a lot. Do they remind you of Edge and Lita in the mid 2000s? Is that a good comparison? Yes. Or am I off? You could tell me.
No, that's a good comparison.
That's where I would go. Yeah.
So with that being said, I love what Damian Priest and Rhea's been doing. I've been a fan of both of them even before they got really, especially this current run. And I really don't know who I think's going to win this. And I was kind of wanting y'all's opinion with it. Like, try to convince me or sway me with it. Like, because I don't know where they go with this.
Okay, before we get there, Brian, have I or have I not been saying since Liv injured Mommy when hold on, when Rhea had the title, okay, who was going to take the title from her?
Oh, Liv.
And who was going to come back and injure her and take Dom from the Judgment Day?
Yeah, Liv.
And I've been saying that for a couple months now.
Yeah.
Because you could see that break coming in the Judgment Day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with Chris here. Dominic's got the best work he's done his short career that he's had so far. His heel work is top notch.
Mm-hmm.
For him to be so young in the business and putting aside him being Ray's son, to put that all aside.
Yep.
Exactly.
Like nobody's comparing that. Dominic is his own superstar with his own heel persona, and he ran off with it like that.
Guys,
putting him in the Judgment Day was perfect.
He say this is the microphone. He can't even put the microphone close to his mouth without getting booed out of the building. He doesn't have to say a word, like a word, because that's when you know you are doing your job. In my opinion, and this is how I judge it, as a legit heel. He doesn't have to, and the sad part is there's so many people that have to get on the microphone and have to literally work to get people to hate them. He doesn't even have to show any effort. We don't even know. He's probably great on the microphone, but we can't even figure it out because we can't hear what he's saying unless he's screaming. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm just saying,
you're fine.
Difference, you know?
I agree with you. Now, Ryan, it's your turn. You got the floor now, bud.
The dude is a heat magnet. I mean, great points, y'all. Dominic, he is a heat magnet. I mean, he draws that heat like no one else. And like you said, Chris, he's a true heel. He is a true heel. He's not one of those that's going out there, like you said, to get the fans to cheer. He's not one of those that you're gonna. He's gonna make you want to hate him. He makes you want to hate him. He is one of those that you just love to hate.
Mm-hmm.
You love to boo him. You can't wait to boo him. You can't wait till Dominic comes out to just drown him out. And so wow. Where do we go from here with this match? So I feel like I don't know. I feel like Chris, I feel like you've convinced me that Dominic and Liv are gonna take this one here. And that this might be a long drawn out, maybe not long, but it'd be a drawn out feud with the Terror Twins and with the Terror Twins, Mommy and Damian Priest, and then Dominic and Liv here. I don't see this being a one-off match.
How crazy would it be if somehow or another, and I don't know if they're going to allow this to happen, but what if Dom somehow was able to pin Rhea and win the match? Like, whether it be, I mean, obviously it's going to be heelish actions, but
Right.
like to get the crowd to even, because everybody's thinking, okay, Rhea's coming in there. She's going to get her some, obviously, of Liv, but like, what if Rhea's overcompensated and then part of the Judgment Days that come out, distractions, Rhea tears them down, throws JD over the table, or, Finn's trying to get involved, and all of a sudden, whether it be a title belt to the back of the head, ref doesn't see it or whatever, and like Dom gets tagged in and he makes the cover. Can you imagine the heat that would elicit to further this story? So for me, I love Rhea and I can't stand Dom, but I kind of want to see this keep heating up. And I feel like for it to heat up, I feel like it has to be Liv and Dom.
Yeah.
That's the win. What do you think, Brian?
Yes.
No, I'm agreeing 100%. Like I love the Terror Twins even alone, but I feel like, okay, so you got the storyline with the new Judgment Day and the Terror Twins, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I feel like that's a storyline in itself. Mm-hmm. And then you got the Terror Twins and Liv and Dom is a storyline itself. Put other Judgment Day members aside.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is going to tell a story. But going on with, like, you saying Dom pinning Rhea. What if Dom gets a pin attempt on a Rhea and still gets that same heat from the crowd as if he did get the 3 on her?
True.
And what if Rhea, hits the Riptide or something on Dom, ref don't see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or something like that. That could play a role into the match. And like you said, the New Judgment Day could play a role and Rhea take them all out.
I like that. I think that's
definitely.
I'm leaning towards Rhea. Liv and Dom.
I think we all are. I think we're all
as much as I love the Terror Twins. I got to go with
Unanimous.
Liv and Dom.
Yeah,
that is unanimous.
Yeah.
And this next match we're getting into, boy, oh boy, one of my favorite people. Boom. So CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, and it's not just any regular match. This is a strap match. And I think the storytelling, since Punk has been back with this, is top notch. The way they're telling this story. And fun fact, Drew is 0-1 in strap matches. Punk is 2-0.
Wow. That is a good. I did not know that.
So is that going to play a factor? And here's another thing. I watched the kickoff today. And Drew McIntyre said something. He said, CM Punk hit me with the strap. And look what he did to my body. But I haven't even touched him with the strap yet. So how do you think this match is going to play out? Like, is Punk just going to beat the living crap out of Drew? Or is Drew going to beat the living crap out of Punk? Like, what are we going to get here?
I personally see this going to a third match. And for that to happen, I feel like Punk has to get the win here. I think it's going to be a very violent match, actually. And I'm going to segue into this by saying I don't know what the next pay-per-view or PLE is. I want to say it's Bad Blood or it's something like that.
I think it's Bad Blood.
Bad Blood.
So what if Punk and McIntyre literally beat the snot out of each other to the point where that brutality, how do you raise that? Let's do Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood. So for that to happen, McIntyre's already 1-0. We have to get Punk to get the win. Let's say for some way he's still going after that bracelet, because that bracelet is literally the central focus right now, I feel like, for Punk in this storyline. Now, it might not be for McIntyre. McIntyre's holding on to that because he knows he's getting under Punk's skin. He knows since he's returned since Survivor Series that things have shifted. The focus has shifted because nobody thought this would ever happen. To have Punk back in WWE, me included, to be honest. And I think this, honestly, like I said before we got into this, I alluded to it. I think this was the best storyline going up until the Terror Twins and Liv and Dom. I can't wait for this match. I think it's going to be a great match. I think it's going to be super physical. I think it's going to lead to Bad Blood if they do Hell in a Cell. I think Punk does somehow get the win. I don't know if he gets the bracelet, but I think he's going to get the win.
And even if they did a best of 7 with these two guys,
yeah,
I would love that.
Yep.
This story, it's been some of the best storytelling in a storyline that I've seen so far.
Yep.
Besides the Terror Twins and Liv and Dom.
Yep.
So
yeah,
I agree with Chris.
I'm with you, Chris. I feel like Punk needs to get this win. Drew got the win at SummerSlam. Punk gets this one. We go to a third match, like you said, even maybe a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th.
Yeah,
that's the 7.
Yeah,
they could pull that off. For
right.
Sure.
Can I ask you something before we go? Do you think, and just because of our, we've been fans for such a long time, do you think that Punk, the intentions was obviously for Punk to lose no matter what at SummerSlam because of him just coming back to let the locker room know, like, hey, yeah, we know Punk's a big deal. He's back, and we're trying to prove that he's on good standing compared to what his time had at AEW? Or do you think this was just in the cards all along, like Triple H doesn't care about all of that? You get what I'm asking? Like, do you think that was this the right road since Punk's came back? Like, did Triple H say, okay, listen, Punk, we know you're over, but like you just came back in here, man, and we can't have you like literally taking everybody down that's been here for a long time. So do you think that has anything to do with it, or you don't?
I do.
Yeah.
I do too.
I don't think they brought back Punk just to throw him in our face.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that. I think they brought back Punk to, show us he is the superstar he was when he left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I appreciate it. I was just curious.
He didn't want to leave 10 years ago, but
yeah,
he said he needed to. So
yeah,
I believe he went. He had his bad terms over there, AEW or whatever. That's whatever. But he came back on good terms. Not a lot of people liked it. Not a lot of people cared for it. But
exactly.
I haven't heard one negative thing yet. Rumors or not about anybody having heat with CM Punk in the locker room.
Same. But that's
I believe he's on good standards with everybody, especially with Triple H running the business, the company now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Triple H, here's a guy originally when Punk first came into WWE, when developmental days, when he was in Louisville. I mean, Triple H, there was rumors that Triple H did not like Punk at that time, did not like him.
True.
And so look at the growth with Punk and even Triple H. I mean, the growth and the maturity as well.
And another thing I want to point out about Punk, how I said he was 2-0 in these strap matches. One of those was in Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Oh.
And one of them was against the late great Umaga in a Samoan strap match. So, and then Drew's got 0-1 against the Miz in a strap match. I kind of like when I watch professional wrestling, of course I watch for the storyline, but I watch for more like Ryan's heard me talk about this before, more of the in-depth behind the scenes stuff. Like I love documentaries.
Same.
And I mean, I pay attention to small detail, I guess, so I could say. But like that's why I watch the kickoff shows now, because I believe doing the WWE doing the kickoff shows is a great thing. Because you get that kind of like behind the scenes esque of it before the PLE. And it's just some things that they say. And Michael Cole is the one that mentioned it when Punk was on stage about Ohio Valley and the other one with Umaga. So
yeah,
it's kind of something I just wanted to throw out there.
Yeah, because that first one was with Brent Albright.
Yep.
Yeah, Brent Albright and CM Punk. So yeah. What's the next match we got up here?
I mean, we got two main event worthy matches. One is the main event, one's not. So you tell me, and I'll throw it up.
Let's go.
You go ahead, Ryan. You go ahead.
Just because I think that
I'm throwing you right on spot. No pun intended.
I think Cody and Kevin is going to be main event. That's just
Gunther and Orton's main event. It's already been announced.
Okay, so.
But who knows? They could switch it up. They always say cards subject to change. So I'm just saying what I heard.
Cody and Kevin.
Yep.
All right. Boom.
All right. So we got Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Championship against, or the undisputed WWE Championship against Kevin Owens. And wow, this match, obviously, I don't think we're going to see a title change here. I mean, I'd be surprised if we did. But I think that this eventually is just going to lead to, not to jump ahead, because I don't see Orton winning the world title either.
At least not yet.
Yeah, at least not yet. But I see this Kevin Owens versus Cody match is just going to be just a placeholder pretty much, because we're going to eventually get Cody and Randy, two former teammates, a part of, and the name's slipping me right now.
The Legacy.
The Legacy, yeah. The Legacy. And so, I mean, yeah, I think we're going to get that, I think that will be Orton will be Cody's next challenger after Kevin.
Let me ask this. We got Kevin and Cody. Is Kevin coming with that heel Kevin Owens from the NXT days? Are we going to get that Kevin Owens, the actual prize fighter Kevin Owens in this match? Or are we going to get a brotherly battle with two faces, two baby faces.
I personally, I want to see the NXT version of Kevin Owens show back up. I want to see the prize fighter because I think we've seen time and time again that dude can just steal the show. And like to me, he's one of the most, and I know you guys might not agree with this. To me, he's one of the most underappreciated talents. And I know
absolutely.
People are going to say, wait a minute, no, he main evented with Stone Cold, and that is a huge honor. Absolutely it is. But if you look, like, he's never been the central focus of the company. And I guess because they've been focused on Roman, Seth, when Ambrose was there, they had the whole Shield. They had, Goldberg coming and going, some other people. And like, I just feel like every time you need an A+ match, the dude can literally get out there and he can just go. Like, he's just that good. And I think for this story to further along, I mean, if you have two baby faces going at it after each other, like, yeah, that can be good. But to me, I don't see nobody taking this title off Cody this early because they built so much equity in Roman for the last 3.5 years when he held that title. For Cody to just go ahead and lose it, like, to me, it just don't make no sense unless there is a major swerve. I'm kind of like what Ryan was. I feel like this is Cody. This is Cody's match. He's not going to. I think they might have a couple of false finishes and some like false tense situations where KO's going to like deliberate. Do I cheat to win? Do I turn? And then I don't know if we get the heel turn tomorrow. I feel like it's coming, and it might happen tomorrow. But I think we're going to go Cody with Owens a couple of different times. And then when, kind of like Ryan said, Orton, I think, is not going to be successful yet. He's going to come back to SmackDown. And then that's going to be your next feud with them two guys. And it's only a matter of time before then I think Randy turns. Cody's been so subjectively like used to having all his friends. Like he's got such a big heart. He is what you want to be. He's like your front runner for babyface, like champion. He's going to have to learn. And I think his character is going to make a shift as he goes along. Like people's going to slowly stab him in the back, slowly. And then he's going to have to overcome his naiveness with that. And I think that you're going to find that out with KO, a series of matches, and then it'll lead to him, I think, with Orton. Floor is your guys.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I
agree.
I agree with everything you said. I mean, what's your take on it, Brian?
I'm just agreeing with what Chris said. Like that was just a straightforward explanation of like everything I see.
That's just my opinion.
No, you're fine. It's just like
yeah.
I get what you're saying. Like I see that playing, that playing off like that.
Yep.
And let's get to the main event.
Boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Look at that picture, man.
Right? I'm going to let you take this away, Chris.
Well, we got over in Bash in Berlin, you guys. We got the current world heavyweight champion, the Ring General Gunther. I can't do it as good as Lupa Kaiser, but I try. Taking on the Apex Predator himself, the Viper, the Legend Killer, Randy Orton.
Nice.
What do you guys think? What's happening? We kind of already foreshadowed it a little bit.
Right off top, Gunther's retaining.
Yeah.
I don't see Randy Orton just signed a 5-year extension. Okay.
Yep.
I don't see Randy getting his 15th title right now.
Mm-mm.
But I do see Randy retiring as a 16-time world champion. Tying behind the likes of Nature Boy Ric Flair and John Cena.
Yep. I agree.
Because when Cena comes back, I see Orton having a match with Cena one last time.
I do too. Absolutely.
But not to take away from the match, this is going to be a hell of a hard-hitting match.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I said, you got a legend and a future legend.
Yep.
And you put them in the ring together, and that chemistry is just going to flow so good. It's going to be a hard-hitting match. I do see probably Ludwig getting involved some kind of shape or form, but he's going to get hit with the RKO out of nowhere.
Oh, absolutely. You know it's coming.
But yeah, like I said, man, the two faces explain it all. It's going to be one hell of a match. Gunther retains.
Amen.
Exactly.
As much as I love Orton, it's Gunther's retains.
Exactly. We all said it. Gunther retaining. I mean,
Let me ask y'all.
Yeah.
Who do you think chops better in both? And like, if Flair was in his like, I mean, I still think he could do it, but like Flair in his like prime or Gunther right now, who could chop harder?
Cash flow.
Absolutely, man.
No,
Now
on
go
the
Cat.
serious note, Flair had a hell of a chop in his prime.
Yep.
I mean, he could probably still do it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Gunther's got a mean chop too.
Gosh,
Yeah.
man.
I
Every
would
time-
like I always said, I would never take a chop from Cash. I'd run, and I'm never
No.
taking a chop from Gunther. Nope,
Right.
I'm good.
yeah, I'd say nowadays Gunther, but yeah, like you said, Brian in his prime, Flair for sure.
Flair
Right.
in his
Yeah,
prime
yeah.
for sure, but now, yeah, Gunther.
Yeah, my wife, she occasionally, I mean, she watches it more with me now, and she's starting to go with me more to OVW, but like we'll watch it here at home, and like she's good at breaking it down, and like she'll look at me, she's like, that looks like it really hurts. Like, honey, it does hurt. Like, he's literally like that match. It was between him and Sheamus. I know they've had a series of matches, but I think it was at Mania.
Him, Sheamus, and Drew.
Yes, like
That was a banger. No pun
gosh,
intended.
Like, that is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, that's what they do.
That was one of my favorite Mania matches of that year.
Yep.
Like,
Agree.
that was a hard hitting match between those three dudes.
Yep. Absolutely.
So we are going with Gunther to retain.
Gunther, ring general, man.
Gunther.
Not drop. There you go. Right. Gunther. I can't do
Gunther.
All right, Ryan, what do you want to segue into here, bud? You want to go into OVW or you want to stick with WWE and go to No Mercy?
We're gonna go into OVW next.
All right. Any
I
random
rounds.
order, or you
Before
want
we
to?
go into the fight night, let's talk about Homecoming a little bit.
It was a homecoming, wasn't it?
It was definitely a Homecoming.
And a home wrecking.
Yeah, and a home wrecking. It was more of a nightmare than a Homecoming, really, I'd say.
True.
Sucks I couldn't be there, man, but I promise you guys I'll be there.
You started
We
off the
missed you, man.
show with just absolute chaos.
Yes.
Just that's the only word I can think of to describe it.
Yep.
I
I have another
mean,
word. Revolution.
Yeah, Revolution.
I had
Yes.
to do it.
There was just pure chaos, pure revolution. I mean,
True.
goodness, bodies laid everywhere, people being hit with bats. Just
I mean, we
not-
came on the. Let me ask you guys this.
yeah.
When was the last time you remember OVW coming on the air with bodies laying like out like that?
It's
Oh my
been a while.
Yeah.
Been a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Been a long while.
Yep.
I mean, I was expecting. That's not the way I expected this show to, as far as Rise to start.
Right.
I was hoping to get a, welcome back chant going.
Yeah.
But we had absolute chaos. There was no chime.
We didn't have a chance. They
to
didn't give
get
us the chance to say it.
chant going.
They said, screw y'all, we're beating down everybody.
Exactly. And this was not just a one-time beatdown. This
Nope.
was throughout the whole night.
Well,
Said home wrecking.
Well, what's crazy about that? So my section over in Ramp Side B, everybody that was sitting with me, my wife included, and my cousin, I told them before the show started, I had this weird feeling. I was like, I really feel like the show is going to run heavy with the Revolution. And people thought I was being, I said, I just have a feeling. I did not know what it was going to entail of. But as the show kept going, and it kept going, everybody kept looking at me. They're like, are you serious, Chris? I'm like, Yep. It just had a flow to it. As the show kept getting, it's like you just knew. And I don't know how else to put it, guys. Revolution. You better see the light. I don't know if y'all can see my light, but you better see the light. They're coming.
I think Revolution is really going to put that major, I would say major storyline into OVW. Not saying there's not major storylines, but it's going to bring like a wow factor.
Yep.
Like, damn, this is a real good heel faction here. Everybody's on top.
Yep.
And you got Jamin Olivencia back in OVW.
And let me tell y'all, I was not going as long as Ryan and you guys have probably been going, but like I did some homework. I did some research. That dude is amazing. Like, and people do not even, I had somebody look at me and said, that guy can't wrestle. I ain't going to mention who said that.
But
that
guy's a
Say,
beast.
buddy, you just haven't seen nothing. Like, you ain't seen nothing yet. And literally by the end of the night, he looked at me and he said, all right, that dude's probably going to win Saturday, right? I was like, I think he is. And I just, I told him, said, go home if you don't know. I said, look him up. Like, this dude is just, I didn't realize how long he's been around, guys. Like, that he's really, really, to me, if Crixus wasn't in the situation, I think he would be the leader. I really do.
Absolutely.
Like,
Definitely.
I think he would be the world champion again, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, I mean, he had an incredible world champion run back in the day, man. Like, if you haven't seen any of his work back in the day, like Chris said, y'all go check it out. Yes. Jamin Olivencia is a absolute professional wrestler.
And he's been around legit a long time. He's a former OVW tag team champion, what we used to call Southern Tag Team Champion.
Yeah.
Former OVW Southern Tag Team Champion. He's a former OVW television champion. And again, a former OVW heavyweight champion as well. And so, yeah, for sure. And we'll get into the predictions as far as Saturday goes. But also along with Rise. So, like I said, we started out Rise with chaos, bodies laid everywhere. Another thing with Rise that I want to point out, we had a big 10 women Rumble match. We saw people like Hollywood Haley J. We saw
my fave.
yes. We saw Holiday was back in OVW. We saw Angelica.
She's a beast too.
Angelica Risk in this match. We saw Freya the Slayer, Dream Girl Ellie, Tiffany Nieves. I'm trying to think of some of the other names.
Shalonce,
yes.
Ellie.
Yeah, Ellie. Mm-hmm.
J-Rod.
She's a beast, bro. She is a beast.
You know what people were saying? Were saying real quick? They were saying that she looked like Lady Bird.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't think that's Lady Bird. Of course, I mean, I've only been attending OVW in person since first of the year, and I remember seeing a Lady Bird compete a few times. Like, I don't think that's Lady Bird, but everybody comes to no, that has to be Lady Bird because I
don't think it is.
Yeah, I don't think it is though.
Yeah, I saw her when I saw her in this match. I was like, whoa, this girl. I was like, what is this? The Ronda Rousey of OVW now or something?
True.
And then in that match, also, you have the standoff with Holiday and Freya.
So, yes.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Freya's a beast, too. That's somebody I would love to get onto one of our live shows, man.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
I tell you who you could talk to that could probably help you with that. If you guys probably already know him, Rocco Jerome.
I've never.
I'll have to, when we're off air, I'll have to talk to you guys more about it.
All right.
He's done a lot of good work with LRS radio, and he's done a lot of stuff with media. And he actually was publishing a Ghost Agents comic book and had a character based off of her and did a photo shoot with her.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And so he's talented, and Freya is absolutely talented. Having that standoff with her and Holiday, that was awesome.
I've been a fan of Freya since she stepped seen in OVW. That's just me personally. Like, she had that superstar factor that drew me in.
Yep.
And so we had Layla Gray on commentary during this match. I think everybody thought at one point, I mean, there were so many people that could have won this match. I think you had people that wanted Hollywood Haley J to win. You had people that were thinking Freya was going to win. Like me, I thought Hollywood would win. I thought Freya would win.
Yeah.
Tiffany, I mean, the story's there. Tiffany and Layla. Then you have Dream Girl Ellie. I thought she was going to win at one point.
Yeah, me too.
And then J-Rod comes out the winner of this Royal Rumble, Battle Royal, whatever you want to call it, and is your number one contender at the time for the OVW Women's Championship. So we're thinking, okay, this match is going to take place at Fight Night.
Yeah.
We were wrong. We were completely wrong. We get the match that night. We get the match last night and or Thursday night, however you want to say it.
Thursday
if you're
night.
watching this. We get the match that night. And so we get Layla Gray, the OVW Women's Champion, defending against J-Rod. And we get a new OVW Women's Champion, J-Rod. But was everybody ready for what happened next?
That was a big swerve.
Can I peel the curtain back a little bit?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So sitting over on ramp side B, they have that emergency exit door right there. I noticed when it came down to Ellie, Sophia, and J-Rod that one of the Revolution members accidentally opened up the door.
Oh.
I ain't going to mention who because I don't want to get beat up, and I love the man. But I'll just say this. It kind of, to me, I thought, oh, and I told my wife, I'm like, I think maybe they're going to get a new member. And nobody believed. They said no. And then as soon as Sophia went out, I was like, J-Rod's winning this. And I said, I have a feeling. And as soon as Revolution came down, I said, you guys watch. I swear to y'all, I was the only one in that entire section that knew what was going to happen before the match even ended, within like 2 minutes before the match ended. I didn't know until the final, like, 2 minutes. I was like, okay. I was like, I think I could put one together. And then when they did the title, like, I was like, yes. You could see me. I flipped out. I was like, yes, yes, yes.
Oh, the section I was in, I was because I was over ramp A.
Yeah.
I was like, the people beside me, I was like, she's about to join the about to join the Revolution. I was like, and the ladies sitting next to me, they're like, how do you know? I'm like, I can just tell.
You just know.
Because they're not gonna beat up this. They're not gonna beat her up. I mean, they're not coming there
lady.
Hit her with bats.
Brian, did it shock you when you saw that? Because I know you wasn't there last night. But
yeah, I was watching. Like when I first seen her, I was like, "Damn, that looks like a hell of a wrestler that just came through the curtain."
Yeah,
I mean, we don't know nothing about her.
Yeah,
what she's about, how she wrestles, and then I seen her in the match with Layla. It was a good match to me.
Yeah.
And then she won. I was like, Yeah. And then I seen one member of the Revolution jump over. I was like, Then they circle her.
Yeah.
And then they clash titles, and I'm like, damn. So we're about to get the most. How do I put this? The most hated heel faction in OVW with all of the championship gold.
Yep.
Including the women's championship.
Yep.
And she looks like she's a monster.
Yep. And spoiler alert, I'm pulling a Paul Heyman here. Spoiler alert. Tomorrow night, I know this is going to be airing tomorrow, but Saturday, don't be shocked because it's going to happen, in my opinion. Jamin is about to become the Rush Division champion.
100%. He deserves
100%.
it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And that segues to, I'm glad you brought that up because that segues to the next match. So the next match we want to talk about was that number one contender match it was the gauntlet match we won't talk about the match yet, the ladder match yet. But
I'm sorry, I threw you guys off kilter a little bit.
oh no, you're good.
You're
So
good.
the gauntlet match, we had Buzz Backlund in that match. We had Jamin Olivencia was obviously in the match. Trying to think of who else. Orion was in the match. Dustin Jackson. How can I forget about Dustin Jackson?
Can we just look at Dustin and see how much he's transformed and how much of a beast he looks like?
Oh my God, y'all. He posts like stuff on his socials all the time. Like, that dude's abs, those are goals, man.
He's freaking
Those
jacked,
are
bro.
goals. Like,
For sure.
I need to get myself back in the gym
I
ASAP.
do better. I mean, I'm going to the gym, but I'm not on that level. Like, jeez.
Like, seriously, like, wow. This match was just as exciting as that women's Rumble match was, or Battle Royal, or whatever you want to say it was. I mean, you also had guys like Maximo Suave in the match. You had Holta Peso in the match. Icon Lee in the match.
Yep.
Icon's a beast.
We had Shanklin. I don't know what his name is. And then we had-
Showtime Shanklin.
Yeah.
Was it
Yep.
Davis? Something
Showtime
Davis?
Shanklin.
Is it Primetime Shanklin?
No, Showtime Shanklin, right?
Oh, Showtime Shanklin. Okay.
Yeah, he's thinking of primetime Jackson, I think. So you think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, this match was, like I said, just as good as that women's match was. And you know, you had so many people that could have been that number one contender, but then you get Jamin Olivencia was the winner of that match. And like you said, I'm with this match and not jumping ahead as well, but we are kind of jumping ahead. Jamin is going to be the new OVW Rush Division champion. Just because like I told Brian last night, with the belts comes power.
Yep.
And so if the Revolution has all the belts, they have the power.
Yep.
And this segues over into what we saw in the main event of the show of Homecoming. We had the tag titles on the line. I thought this match was going to be shorter than it was, especially with the time that it was at that point. It was like past 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're pushing time here.
Yep.
What's going on? And especially for TV.
Yeah.
And so we get the challengers coming out, AJZ and Dalton McKenzie. They come out, and we get the tag team champions, Tuscan Chains, comes out and get the match started. And I'm thinking, okay, this has got to be a quick match. New champs, got to be a quick match.
Yep.
And it happens. New champs, not a surprise at all.
Yep.
And then we get the beat down again. Everyone's running out and everything. And then we get the return. We get the return of the man. Cash Flow is back. Chop Shop is in business.
The crowd went nuts.
Absolutely.
I wish I was there, man. Like,
that was the loudest for me. I'm speaking for me. I'm not speaking for Ryan, but for me, that was probably one of the loudest I've ever, like, roars I've heard in Davis Arena, like, since I've been going since January. And with him coming through, you just knew it was bound to happen. You just had it. You had a feeling. And when he came through, I kid y'all, man, like, I literally felt, and it's figuratively speaking, obviously, but if the floor could have been shaken, the floor would have been shaken. That's how loud it got. And
oh, absolutely.
I know it probably meant the world to him to have that, you know, like, so happy to see him back. So happy.
Same, likewise. I mean, yeah, I agree that the roof pretty much came off the Hot Point Davis Arena.
Yeah.
So, yeah. As soon as that pop was just amazing. Once that music hit. And then this would lead us to, and unfortunately, I don't know what was going on with the audio, but we got the reveal. We got the big reveal of who was behind, who was getting who was getting the revolution in the building in the first place. You know, you kept hearing Josh and Brian and Linda Kay asking, how are these guys getting in the building?
Yep.
That was the question. How are they getting in the building?
Yep.
You know, they're outsiders. How are they getting in here?
Yep.
And I'll take it back. I'll take it back years ago. Doug Basham was the one who was revealed as the leader, the mastermind behind the revolution. Or I'll say the new revolution, as they said originally.
Yeah.
I'll say the new revolution. Because I'll take you back to 2002 to 2003-ish, 2003, 2004-ish. We had the team of the Damager, Danny Basham, who was the tag team partner of Doug Basham, the Machine Doug Basham, which was Danny Davis's legit nephew. And Rob Conway was a part of this group.
Yep.
We also had Queen Victoria, which is Victoria from WWE fame as well.
Yep.
Was a part of this group called The Revolution. The Damager, Danny Basham, and Doug were pretty much like the co-leaders. They had a feud, with each other of who was the actual leader of the revolution. So when we first started to hear that this faction was going to be called the New Revolution, and they first attacked Doug, Brian can tell you, I said it, I was like, that's Doug Basham behind this. Doug Basham has to be behind this. Yeah. So it just circled back around. I love it.
I do too. I think that it's me and my two buddies, Rocco and Neil, we were all speculating when this first started happening, when EC3's matches was getting interference constantly with the masked men, and we started counting like how many there was coming and going, and then they did more vignettes out in the parking lot and all the little run-ins that they kept constantly doing, and then when we got to the riverfront, saw it happen there, and then like just over and over, and then I kept paying attention what you just said, Ryan, like how Linda and Josh and Brian kept saying, and they say, pay attention to the details, right? Mm-hmm. Well, they kept mentioning, how are they getting in the building? How? And each week they kept feeding us that. And I kept thinking, okay, maybe we need to pay more attention to that. And then when you noticed, especially at Independence Rage, when Doug was in Luke's corner, it didn't seem to me when Doug, I thought he was going to turn then at Independence Rage and cost Luke the match with EC3, but they held back on it, and I think it worked, because at first I thought it was the right time to pull the trigger then, but I think them waiting, and then we had this shutdown for 2 months about, like, for them to come back for their first show that they've opened up at a newly renovated Hot Point Davis Arena, for them to have the show in the way that it did, that's cinema. Yeah. Hey, to me, it's cinema. And it showed Doug just laughing. And then, like, eventually they did get the audio on his page. He resubmitted it on his social media. He just basically said, okay, Cash, I'll see you in, Pikeville, basically in the cage. And he just smiles as the camera fades. That's perfect cinema, y'all. Yeah. Like, to me, that's what I love about wrestling, Well, let me ask you. Well, two things. Do we see Al eventually come back? Whether it be, I don't know I think it might be too early to do it at Fight Night, or maybe not. I feel like we are going to see Team OVW continuing this feud with the Revolution with Doug as like the mastermind. So do we see Al interject into leading the OVW team, kind of like what we could have had? I'm trying to remember the pay-per-view for WWF at the time, Invasion, like an Invasion angle,
Yes,
type thing. Am I wrong, or am I putting too much of it to get like? Is it going to be something like that? You think, or
I have a feeling it will be.
Oh no, I like that. I think that would be a perfect way to do that for sure.
And Al, Al's going to have a bunch of why.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah.
And something else I'd love to see, just as a nod to the past Revolution as well. I'd love it if they could bring in the Damage of Danny Basham and get him in the mix in some way, even if it's just a one-time thing.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that happen. So,
I mean, they are having some of the legends in there tomorrow at Pikeville, and you mentioned one of them that was in the OG Revolution, Queen Victoria. She is there. I don't know if that means anything. You connect the dots, but
I didn't connect that until you just said it too.
Yeah. So I digress. I don't know.
And speaking of Fight Night, let's get into these predictions for Fight Night. So let's bring up that first match here in no particular order. We have Dustin Jackson versus Orion. I don't know. Dustin Jackson's been on a pretty hot run here lately, so just off of that, how can you not go with Dustin Jackson?
Right.
Go ahead, Brian.
I'm gonna say Dustin's back, jacked, and ready to stack. Like
I love it.
I mean, what like you said, since he's been back, he's been on a hot streak, and eventually it's going to come to him. No matter whoever the Rush Division champion is, probably Jamin, like we've been saying, he's coming for that title.
Yeah,
he is absolutely coming for that championship, and he is clawing his way through opponents, through Will Austin. Just keep, bringing his way up top. I got Dustin on this one.
I'll keep it short and sweet. I agree. We sweep the floor with this. Dustin's walking out of Fight Night the winner.
There we go.
Now, don't put nothing past Orion. He's a great competitor.
No.
And his transition from Blanco Loco to Orion,
incredible. No. I think Orion, since I've been watching since first of the year, like I've been really impressed by him. I think he's a super talent. I just think what Ryan and you just said, Dustin's been on a tear, and I feel like they are building towards something with him. I know they were doing something with him and Jake, but I feel like if it's the time to have new contenders in this division and you don't have other new people coming in to potentially get inside, I think you put Dustin in there and he could really make, because he's just a good worker, man. Dustin can work.
100%.
And I know this is off topic, but another fun fact with Orion, he is the one of the head trainers with Malachi Black at his wrestling school.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I found that out the other day on TikTok or Instagram. He was in the ring with Malachi, and he was introducing him as one of the trainers.
Wow.
No wonder he's so talented. Like that dude makes sense. Makes sense.
Exactly.
All right, let's get this other matchup here because everybody wants to hush.
Tony Evans, Mr. As we said, Hush, versus the rock star. It should be Ryan Von Rocket, I would say. So, while I love Ryan Von Rocket, I can't go against Mr. Tony Evans and Hush.
Off the rip, we're going to see Jay De Niro get involved like he always does. But do we see? Okay, you guys tell me. Do you see either Evans turning on De Niro or De Niro turning on Evans anytime soon?
That's a good question.
The way the matches has been, and obviously, they was on a losing streak and all this. And
Can I be completely honest?
hey, the floor is yours.
Can you, and maybe you guys can correct me because you guys have been watching it a lot longer than me. Can either of them really be a good baby face? If we're being honest. I mean, I'm talking about like an actual strong baby face. I'm not talking about, they're mediocre.
Yeah.
I say let De Niro go his way, make Tony Evans a superior top heel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Superior isn't his name after all. So,
Right. I mean,
but as a baby face, like you're saying, I don't know. I don't see
Yeah.
it from either one of them.
I know.
Like a top baby, like I don't see it.
And it's really not something that we've ever seen either yet. So we really
Well, that's why I was at. I
hard to
didn't
say.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now watch. Tony Evans and De Niro is going to see this, and they'll be like, "Oh, we're going to go beat up that guy next time we see him."
And I think,
but you know what? Look, it's all out of love. What I'm critiquing, I am not a professional wrestler. I am just a well-informed fan. That's what I tell people. That's all.
and I think,
Likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise.
I would like to see Ryan Von Rocket or Ryan Howe get repackaged, move away from the Rockstar gimmick,
Yeah.
and repackage yourself, man. It's like I understand it's your gimmick, that's what you're comfortable with,
Yeah.
but it's just not.
It's not doing it.
It's not doing it. It's not drawing that fan attention like it was.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Like move away from the Rockstar gimmick, be a super babyface, or I don't know, turn heel. Like lose the British accent, lose the guitar, like lose the whole Rockstar gimmick.
Mhm.
Reinvent yourself.
I think
Yeah.
he should. I personally, and this is going to be very off the wall, what I'm going to say. I think he should shave his head. I think he should. He's already big. He's muscular.
Mm-hmm.
He should be more of a. Oh, guys, what was his name? And I'm going to butcher it, not getting right. You remember the guy named, what was it, Snitsky or whatever?
Oh, Gene Snitsky.
Snitsky. Okay. I feel like he's got the body frame somewhat. I mean, obviously, Snitsky, I think, is a lot bigger of a dude, but like to develop more of that mean, like, I think if he shaved his head and he got like more visceral with his mannerism, just like more aggressive with his attack, like I don't know if, like you said, if he's comfortable doing the Rockstar gimmick thing, and like I think it's like my cousin loves it. He loves him. But like the overall consensus, I'm like you guys, I think it's slowly depleting.
Yeah.
So for me, I think he would do better changing something completely up, get so uncomfortable to the point where you take a step, like you take a big leap and you see if it can work. Because sometimes that's when you're at your best, is when you do something that's so uncomfortable that you become, it catches on and you find, oh, I can do this. I mean,
Completely agree.
Brian Kinnison actually has come out and said that in a couple of interviews. Like, you have to sometimes get a little uncomfortable, to do something comfortable, if that makes sense.
Right.
So
100%.
Yep.
Great point.
I'm taking Tony with the win.
Me too.
Tony with the win.
Yeah, well, if I don't take Tony, my friend Wendy and Ren, they're going to really beat me up for it. So I can't do that.
And shout out to Wendy and Ren.
Yeah, Wendy and Ren's awesome, by the way, guys. They're
great
awesome.
friends of the show as well.
Wonderful.
Right, we're moving on to the next one.
Yes, the next match.
All righty.
There we go.
This one's exciting. A ladder match
Mm-hmm.
for the Rush Division Championship. The challenger, Mr. Jamin Olivencia, and he is taking on or challenging the champion, Will Austin, the future Will Austin. Obviously, we've already kind of talked about this match a little bit. And, I've already said Jamin Olivencia. Chris has said Jamin Olivencia.
Yep.
And I said Jamin, but these are both great talent, man. Will Austin has that it factor.
Oh, he does. Oh, he's incredible.
And I love Will Austin as a heel. Keep him as a heel.
Yep.
Let him build that heel heat. Let him build that heel character more. Even without the title, he's incredible.
Yep. And I worry a little bit that with them inserting Jamin into this with him, once Jamin wins, I sure hope they don't try to turn Will babyface.
Yeah.
Really don't. I love him being a heel. I do.
I mean, if they do, hopefully he picks it up and runs with it. But like I said,
Yeah.
keep him as a heel. But
Yeah, me and you can attest to this, Brian. Me and Will were bantering back and forth at the state fair show last week, and so yeah.
Did you? Was he actually going back and forth with you a little bit?
Yeah,
kind of, sort of, yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So, for sure.
All right, so I mean, hey, this pay-per-view, we're going to see Revolution with all the titles.
Yeah.
Viva la Revolution.
And speaking of the Revolution, let's move into this next match here.
Yep.
We got a street fight between Dream Girl Ellie and the new OVW Women's Champion, part of the Revolution, J-Rod.
This match is just going to be exciting.
Yep.
And I have to point one thing out here real quick. Obviously, I think J-Rod's going to retain here. I don't think that's going to be a shock. But with the Revolution being known for bringing and carrying around the baseball bats.
Yep.
Someone else in this match, and the only other person in the match, used to come to the ring with a baseball bat.
Oh, yeah.
So
hopefully she brings it with her.
The battle of the bats here.
Yeah. Very, very good good, smart details right there.
And Ellie is incredible in the ring, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Have y'all heard when she screams, that primal scream? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like it actually threw me off that one week. I was like, oh gosh, it really did get me a little. I had the hair standing up on my arms. I was like, geez.
Yeah, she's incredible inside and outside of the ring. She's a great person.
Yep.
But J-Rod, she looks like a beast. She's going to get portrayed as, an unstoppable woman in the division.
Yep.
I'm going with her winning. As much as I like Ellie, I see the Revolution pretty much smashing everybody at this pay-per-view, taking everything, having all the power.
Yep.
What do you guys think?
I think you could just drop the mic right there. They're gonna sweeping, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Ryan, I got a question.
Yeah, what's that?
Where the heck is ZDP?
Yeah. Where is he at, Ryan?
Where is ZDP?
We ask this every week and we still have not got an answer.
I'd like to get, our friend Super Z on the show at some point and just ask him, ZDP, so do you have any intel of where he is? We're putting out a missing person report.
Yeah.
Like, did he take him out and just injure him, or what happened? Like,
I don't know. I tell you what, there's a dude that is dressed like a photographer. I think he goes by Zachary Pittman III, and I'm starting to wonder if he's done something with ZDP, and we just don't know nothing about it because I can't find the man anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyways, I didn't mean to get off sidetrack, but you have a tag team table match here. Yes, I said table match between Mahabali Shera and Super Z versus Beaches and Cream. Can I just say, Omar Amir and Lustrous Lawrence have done great things being heels. I actually like their heel work. Like, when they first started, I was like, whatever. I don't think this is going to turn out because they were so over as baby faces, especially Lawrence. But I love their work. And there's that damn superhero, Super Z, out of nowhere. Sheer is incredible too, man.
Yes.
Like if you guys go back and watch the documentary Wrestlers on Netflix, you will see the love and the passion that Shearer has for wrestling in general.
Yes.
Like, give us a part 2, please.
When that man
give us 7 more episodes.
when that man literally, they showed him with his vehicle and just like how well he just takes care of it, and like you can just see a calmness of him, and like he looks like this big, like he could hurt just about anybody. He's just a big muscular dude, but he is just like this big, like, I'm not saying he's a teddy bear because he's not, but like he's just, you know, that he's got such a big heart, and he's just so passionate, like you said, Brian.
He's so down to earth.
Yes.
Like, he may be big and muscular, but when it comes time to switch that character off, you know, he's down to earth.
Yep. I love
somebody that's pretty much scratch and clawed his way through life, not just professional wrestling.
Yep.
And has busted their ass from where they're at.
Yep.
To where they're at now and for what they have. Like, you can see that.
Always, every single week, and I'm pulling the curtain back a little bit again. Every time when we first get inside, they obviously have the, you know, the tables over there where they're selling their, you know, merch and stuff. Every single week I pass by, that man is always smiling at everybody. He waves at everybody, and it's a genuine smile.
Yeah.
You don't see that much with people anymore. You just, you don't.
And you never know what anybody's going through these days, man.
Nope.
For real.
Nope.
It's true.
Absolutely.
Yep. Never know.
Yep.
100%.
But sorry to get sidetracked, but with this match, I'm gonna go. This is a hard one, really.
It's a tough one.
Man, give me Super Z and Shira.
What do you say, Ryan?
I think I'm gonna go with Super Z and Shira as well.
We're gonna get a double power bomb at the same time through the tables.
Yeah, it's hard for me to go against you know, Shira. I have to go with Super Z and Shira. It's like Omar and Luscious, they're wonderful. They're doing good things, but Shira, man, that's where it's at.
Definitely.
All right, who wants to announce this last one?
I'll do it if y'all want me to do it. It don't matter to me.
Rock, paper, scissors for it. Go ahead.
All right.
You got it, Chris.
We got it. Right.
All right, here you go, Chris.
For OVW's fight night, you guys, we're going to have a 10-man lethal lockdown cage match. We're going to have, yes, Cal Hero, the fanny pack kid himself. We're going to have the Mr. Thigh Slap Master, Mr. Jack Vaughn. We're going to have Tuscan Chains. And we're going to have the returning Cash Flow taking on, yes, the Revolution with the OVW Heavyweight Champion Crixus, my main guy that I love. We're going to have the newly crowned OVW Tag Team Champions with Dalton McKenzie and AJZ. We're going to have the Country Boy Bruin Media Champion, Shotgun Tony Gunn. That's right, suck it up, Buttercup, because that is a pro wrestling business. And we're going to have the mastermind behind the Revolution himself, Mr. Doug Basham. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm not going against my boy Crixus. It is going to be a clean sweep. Viva la Revolucion. The floor is yours, gentlemen.
We're going to get that moment where Cash Flow beats everybody down, but the Revolution takes this one.
Yep.
Oh, definitely. The Revolution takes this one. I mean, like we said, clean sweep. I mean, this is their show.
Yep.
We're gonna get some great moments.
Oh yeah.
But I'm interested to see. You know, TNA used to do. And I guess they still kind of do. You know, it's been a while since I have had one, but they used to do a lethal lockdown, and it would have a top over the cage. I'm interested to see if there's going to be a top over this cage.
Okay. Oh man, I'm getting excited for this.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
So, but yeah, the Revolution,
guys. It's going to be the night of the Revolution. No happy endings here, you guys. No
Exactly.
happy endings. This ain't no Walt Disney movie.
Exactly. 100% true.
Don't go there expecting all of your heroes. Always expect all the villains.
That's right.
I would like to ask you one thing. Where do we see the legends that are going to be at this show? Where do we see them fitting into the show?
That is a good question.
Give me a confrontation between Jay De Niro and Kevin Nash.
Yes, actually, that is what I was actually about to go to. He stole it right out from me. I was
Sorry, bud.
Get Kevin Nash to do a jackknife powerbomb on De Niro and do the Too Sweet.
Yes.
So, okay.
Oh, give me a boogeyman in the table match. Come out from under the ring.
Yeah.
Or something of that esque.
Yep. I wonder, Victoria might show up in the women's match. I could kind of see that in some way, like have a face off or something like that.
She Black Widows somebody.
Yeah.
Yes.
JBL.
Oh, you could even if Kevin Nash don't get involved in that match, you can even give JBL to give De Niro clothesline from hell.
Yeah, that would be
Make
cool.
that a spot, man. That would be pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Either or. So.
I do hope that they do get them involved in the show in some way. Now, with that said, I don't want it to take away from the current, story, and I want it to make sense, but I also want that nostalgia. Like I want to have kind of but I feel like they're going to do a good job. I don't feel like if they're going to put them in the show just to have them there to have them, I think it's going to have meaning behind it. So
Exactly. Now, I'd like to ask you this. Who do we see? And I'm going to remove Brian here right quick.
Okay.
He'll be right back. But who do we see as maybe a surprise legend possibly appearing, or maybe even a return of someone who we haven't seen in a long time? Do we get a Jesse Goddard's return?
That I will say this. Did you notice this week there was no, at least I didn't see it. Maybe it was just so much chaos. Maybe I'm forgetting. I'm good at that. Did y'all see Jack Vaughn on the show at all?
You know what? I didn't on this homecoming. No.
Yeah. So I know he's advertised, but I wonder if they were to do this, if they were to pull Jack and say Cash was the big return that we got for last night, could there be another big return that we don't see coming yet? Could it be a Jesse Goddard's? I got one better for you. It's probably a long shot. Probably not going to happen because he's probably in the embassy somewhere in Canada.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. What about No Sack Mac, y'all? He's been really quiet lately.
Yes.
Joe, the Immaculate Joe Mack. I think that's a long shot. I don't think it's happening, but it would be a good. I think Jesse Goddard's would be the more the satisfying one for the people, and it would make the most sense. But I don't know. I just didn't see Jack Vaughn on the show, and it made me wonder, could they be when we get there tomorrow, could they pull him last minute, then Cash and him's like, hold on, we got somebody else coming, and there he comes, the Pex himself. I don't know.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Do we get Mick Foley to make an appearance?
I would love
we haven't heard from him in a while.
I would love that. Well, because before we shut down, Carson Drake and him was doing a thing together, and they're, I'm not buying that whole card. I know this is segueing way off in left field. I'm good at that.
That's why I brought it to
being baby face. I'm just not buying it. Nobody can sell me on it. You couldn't sell it to me if it was handed to me.
Right.
I'm just, But I don't know where it goes. I think Foley could come back. I would like that. You know,
Definitely.
It would be good to see a Foley come back,
yeah.
Well,
even if he puts Sacco in Tony Evans' mouth again.
That was so cool, man.
hey, hush.
Gosh.
Hush.
All right, let's move on to No Mercy. This is also going to be a pretty big pay-per-view this coming up weekend. This is on Sunday night.
Okay.
So let's talk about No Mercy. What's the first match we got?
First match, no particular order. Let's go with this one.
We got the NXT Women's Championship. It is Roxanne defending against Jada Parker. I feel like Roxanne will retain here.
Yep.
Just
Jada's a great talent, though.
yeah.
There's going to be an incredible match.
I think Roxanne's going to do it.
Without a doubt.
But I see Roxanne retaining 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. When do you think she gets called up? By the way, I know she's doing so well for. Do you think she's the next big name they're going to pluck from NXT to get called up? Or
Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah.
I think Booker T is going to pull some strings with her because that's Booker T's girl right there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yep.
All right. Without further ado, so everybody says Roxanne on that one.
Yep.
All righty.
No hesitation.
We got Tony D'Angelo of the family going against Obafemi. And this is for the North American Championship, the men's North American Championship, that is.
Yeah.
While I love Tony D'Angelo, I really like the dominance of Obafemi. And just like he's taking things away from. He took the the lounge away from Tony D'Angelo the other night on NXT, and I love Obafemi.
I think Obo's the next monster for NXT.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. No call up anytime soon. I think once he drops the North American Championship, whenever that will be, I don't think it'll be at this pay-per-view at all.
Yeah.
He will be a world champion by the end of 2025.
Oba, man, he's the next dude. He's next.
He's a monster.
He's a star.
He is totally a
He's
beast.
a beast.
Yep.
I'm taking Oba.
Me too.
It's unanimous, Oba.
All right. All right. Next here we have Andre Chase, Ridge Holland versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom in the NXT Championship Tag Team title match.
Chase you to you.
Right. Chase U's retaining.
Yeah.
I don't see them dropping titles anytime soon either.
I'm sticking with Chase U, man. They're doing some great things over there. I love what them guys are doing.
Nathan and Axiom's on a breakup. Nathan's going heel.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's been in the stories too. Like it's telling. Like you can just read between the lines and see that. Yeah.
Bold prediction, but I'm calling it.
Yeah. No, you guys are probably right.
So, all right. Who you guys taking? Chase U?
Chase U.
All righty. Here's the next one right here.
Kalani versus Wendy Cho, the returning Wendy Cho, I believe.
For the women's NXT North American Championship.
Correct, yes.
And don't get me wrong, I think Wendy's going to do a lot with this heel version of herself.
I'm gonna go with Wendy. I love Wendy.
I'm torn here.
Champions retaining.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
I don't think here.
Like, I like Wendy, but I don't think it's her time right this moment.
I could see that.
Yeah. I think the champion's going to go on a little bit of a run get that momentum, and then she'll drop it eventually, whether it be to Wendy down the road or whoever else. But
I could see that.
But it's going to be a great match either way.
Yeah.
NXT, I should say, has some amazing talent in it.
Yeah.
I am so glad they moved away from that 2.0 crap.
Oh my God.
Get back to the black and go. Like, Shawn Michaels running NXT and Triple H running the main rosters of WWE.
Yeah.
Who would have thought the degenerates would be running WWE?
Right.
That's exactly where I was going to go with that.
Right.
But it's incredible, though. They've done nothing but incredible work.
Yep.
Triple H transitioning from a superstar to the CCO.
Yeah.
Is that what he is? Of the company is two different people.
Yep.
He let that wrestler side go. He is straight corporate.
Yeah.
Give the fans what they want. 100% a wrestler running the company.
Yeah.
He's also, in my opinion, he's had his finger on the pulse for quite some time because he's done it for so long, guys. And like nothing. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention the guy's name because of everything going on, but the guy that did run it before, like
the weird mustache man.
Yeah, in my opinion, he had his time and he did do some good things with a lot of the like with the stories and stuff when I was a kid. But over time, man, he lost his touch.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. He lost his touch. And Triple H and Shawn Michaels, they've been there. They've done it. They've been in the trenches. And you know what? WWE is literally went from, I think Cena had in an interview with Shannon Sharp. I think I read something, said it went from being like $11 on a stock share to like now being 117 or something like that per share. Like, that's incredible. I mean, like, WWE is doing so much great business right now, whether it be NXT with developmental, whether you see it on the main roster, and like they're going global, man. Look at all the PLEs that we've been having. They've been going to Germany. They're going to Germany tomorrow. They went to Australia. You know, I mean, they've been going everywhere, dude. WWE is not one. They do not have no footprint in any other country. I think they've got it everywhere. Just about.
They had hell of a show in France too.
Yes. Sorry about that. Absolutely. Yes. Yep.
That was one great show right there.
Yep.
100%. Yeah. Yep. WWE is just. And look what we're seeing now. We're seeing TNA NXT.
Yep. We wouldn't have saw that back in the day.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. I mean, kudos to Triple H. Kudos to Shawn Michaels. Kudos to the whole team right now for what they're doing, because I'm under the impression I want all these wrestling promotions to be successful, because as a fan, more places to work mean better for the talent. If one place doesn't work, you can go somewhere else. You know, I'm under that mindset. A lot of people don't like that. I don't care if it's WWE, if it's AEW, TNA, New Japan, Ring of Honor, OVW, Grindhouse, like all these other indie places. Wrestling is great when you have multiple places to go work for and when it's thriving. And right now, wrestling is thriving, you know?
Yeah, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan right now. Just absolutely everything that you just said is so true. Like I said, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan, and just, you know, there's so much to take from and so much to be able to enjoy. And it's just like these days now you can be successful as a wrestler or anyone in the business. You can be successful not just in WWE or AEW, TNA, wherever it might be, like ROH. You can be successful even on the indies. Make a name for yourself on the indies. It's really cool.
Look what recently, you look at some of the names. I know they're not in the same pecking order, but you look at what Cody Rhodes did when he left WWE, when he went over to AEW to create a new name, because he left as Stardust, y'all. If you would have thought of this, if somebody was to tell you that dude that was Stardust would later leave, go recreate a bigger name and brand for himself, and then come back and then be your main champion for the company, would you believe that years ago? Like, I personally, not saying I didn't believe in Cody. I think like just the machine to me didn't help him with that at the time. And then you look at Matt Cardona. Look what he's doing. I mean, he's another big name. I feel like he's making a good name for himself. I mean, you got all these guys and gals too. Like, wrestling is at its best when everybody has got multiple places to work in and you don't have one company. I don't like the mindset that all these other companies need to go bankrupt and lose their jobs and people lose their jobs. And then you only got one place to go. And guess what? If they don't like you, nope, you're not coming. You know, right. I don't like that personally, you know.
100% valid. What's the next match we got here with NXT?
So I think this next match is really going to leave all the storytelling in the ring between these two guys. I mean, you can here we go.
Oh,
the greatest North American champion of all time, Wesley.
Yes.
Versus his former brother of the Rascals, former MSK member.
Yes.
Longtime brothers of Zachary Wentz.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think this match right here is leaving the story in the ring.
Yes. I couldn't say it better, man. Like, let me ask y'all, did you see that heel turn coming?
No. Me, no.
Brian says yes.
I did, because you could see all the frustration and stuff with Wesley after he lost the North American Championship.
Well,
yeah,
I'll take that back.
That's a good one. That is.
But as far as turning on his brothers, no.
Yeah. Man, I love me some Wesley. I loved him before he even turned. Like, for me, like Ryan said, they're going to leave the story. It's all going to be in that ring. And it's going to be from bell to bell. That story's going to be told. You don't even need to give them a microphone, man. Let them two guys go. Like, but I got Wesley. I'm rolling with Wesley. That's my dude.
So I'd like to, and hear me out on this, I'd like to maybe not have a winner with this match. Maybe have it go to a draw. Maybe get another match.
Okay.
Just because you said they're gonna leave, they're gonna tell the story in the ring. They're gonna leave it all and give it all they have.
Yep.
They're gonna leave you wanting more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we get Trey McGill running? Not specifically a run-in, but do we get Trey McGill there too?
Involvement? I'd say he's gonna be there in some capacity.
Just to kind of throw Wesley off a little bit.
Yeah.
I think what Ryan said, though, I think he'll be there in some capacity. Now, how much of a factor it plays into the actual match itself, I mean, for the end result, I don't know. I could see what Ryan said, though. This could play into like a no finish type contest, whether it be disqualification count out or they just brawl to the point where they just,
referee stoppage.
Yeah, I could see that. Good point, Ryan. That's a very good. I actually see that. The more I think of it.
So we got who said Wes?
Yeah, I
said Wesley.
If I had to pick one, I'm gonna roll with Wes, man. I can't go against my dude.
Okay, so I'm going. Like I said, I'm going no win.
Okay.
So I think that's where I'll go with.
Interesting. All right. This is the main event of the show.
Well, then say his name,
man. He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Boom, boom.
Boom.
Oh, look at them faces, man. Look at the faces.
All ego Ethan Page.
Oh, he
NXT
is
champion versus Joe Hendry with special guest referee Trick Williams. Whoop that trick.
Whoop that trick.
Now here you got this talent of Joe Hendry that is so over, man. Just boom like that. Then you got this guy, all ego Ethan Page, who we've seen in TNA. We've seen in AEW.
Yes.
And now WWE. For him to come into WWE 3 weeks into his contract and he's already NXT champion. Does that tell you what kind of talent he is?
Yeah.
How great of a heel he is? Ethan Page is one of those superstars where you're like, damn, just keep him heel for his career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah.
John Cena's like keeping babyface his whole entire career, which they've done. You know what I mean?
Look at the poster again. Look, how could you cheer for somebody that looks that good?
Right.
Got that smug, like, like
he's like, I hate you all, but cheer me.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let me ask this: do we get any type of interference from Trick, whether it be during the match, before the match, or after the match?
You go ahead, Ryan. What do you think?
I think Trick might cost him the title. I think we see history made, maybe even just for a week, possibly. I think we see the NXT title around the waist of a TNA superstar.
That's a pretty bold statement, my man.
Because
I'm going with all ego. Like,
we're breaking the fourth wall down here.
So Ryan says all ego. You say Joe Hendry.
Because you look, if you look at it, right? Ethan Page beat Trick Williams, correct?
Yes.
Joe Hendry gets involved in this picture, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Hendry is coming for something that Trick Williams wants.
Yep.
I see Trick and Joe having a little out in the match, and all ego Ethan Page is still champion.
Good point.
He's coming for something this man wants.
That's a good point.
I could be wrong because I'm going by just history in general. How many times have you seen a main event championship match with a babyface referee and a babyface challenger? The challenger comes out and wins.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. You guys could fact check me with that. But on top of that, like Brian just pointed out, like this guy literally came in through, like ego and Trick, they've got their own thing going. And at some point, Ethan's going to come in. He's going to know how to get Trick to like get frustrated. And by getting him frustrated, it's probably going to derail. It's going to be in some ways a cluster. I don't see, even though Joe Hendry's got this whole, and I love him. I love Joe Hendry. I don't see them pulling, like, I don't see ego losing it right away. I feel like this is going to be another arc to the story with Trick, and like whether it be still the three of them or they because I don't know how long Joe Hendry is going to stay around with NXT because of the deal with TNA. But Ryan, you make a good point. They could want to make history. This is a new era. It's Shawn Michaels is running it. Like, who knows? Because back in the day, you probably wouldn't even see something like this.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick, I have to probably go with Brian just because of historical side of things. But would I be totally shocked? No, not with who's running it now.
Yeah.
So I'm with Brian. I got to go ego. I won Hendry. But I think I got to go all, ego.
But could we also get potentially a triple threat match out of this down the road?
I think it's
I'd love to see it.
Yeah. If that deal will continue and let Hendry come, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be. I think they would not put Trick in this as a referee if it didn't further a story with him and ego to still have that friction.
Correct.
And you just input Hendry because of just that star power right now he's got. He is on a. I don't want to compare it completely because they're not the same wrestlers, but like, would you guys say he's getting the fan popularity of like a Daniel Bryan about a decade ago with the Yes Movement, or would you say it's a little bit different from that?
I mean, they have their differences, but it's kind of the same rise.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That like he's so over.
Yeah.
No matter where he goes, like his home territory of TNA, NXT, or even he showed up at an indie show.
Yeah.
Here recently, and he was over.
Everybody says his name, man. Everybody
Yeah.
believes in him.
So,
Legit. Legit.
and speaking of it, man, like big shout out to Daniel Spencer and the Ringside Podcast, man. Like
Yes.
they just had him on there. Y'all be sure to check that episode out, man. Like it was a really good
I haven't
episode.
had a chance to watch it, but I heard that they got him for the 200th episode. Or something.
Even this man gets Ryan over here gets shouted out in the final or the Ringside Podcast.
Good for you, brother. Good for
I don't
you.
think Jeremy Wallman knows you though, but
we have some kind of a history going on.
Yeah.
And he tends to not acknowledge me anymore.
hey, but you got acknowledged by Daniel Spencer.
I did.
One of the GOAT referees, man. He's
a
doing
great
big
friend of
things
mine
with
as well,
TNA.
and great friend of the show. So
You know,
I remember.
You guys should try to get. Have y'all ever had a chance to talk to Alice? She works in TNA too. She does OVW stuff too. I think for Alice Lane. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or
she's
anyway,
one I'm trying to get in touch with.
Her and Daniel, I think, worked in TNA together, and I think that he was the one that helped her get over in OVW too. I think.
Yeah.
So she's awesome too.
Oh yeah.
Good.
I still remember, man, when OVW was doing the SNS and where they were selling actual tickets, man. I used to meet up with Daniel all the time and get tickets. And we just,
oh, wow.
Yeah, we just kind of chatted up and stuff, man. And that's how I met Daniel. Like every time I see him, I say what's up or how you doing and how's the family or whatever, man. But
yeah, he's an awesome
big shout out to Daniel Spencer.
Hey, I'm 4-0 against him in paper, rock, scissors, man.
Uh-oh.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, if you guys are ever at a show and Daniel's in the ring, play paper, rock, scissors with him.
Yep.
He will play.
There's a trick to that with him. He's very deliberate of what he always throws out first. I won't give away too, but like, unless he starts switching it up, that's why I'm 4-0 against him. But like, he's talented, man. Daniel does a great job. We're very appreciative to have him at OVW with all his work that he does in TNA, and he's an A+ individual. Love him.
Yes,
sure.
100%. Like I say, great friend of the show and alumni of the show as well. So,
yep.
Well, we do have a show we want to promote coming up on Saturday, September 21st. If you want to throw that show up there. So we have a Supreme Championship Wrestling over in Madison, Indiana. They're on Saturday, September 21st, having their show Surviving the Still. You got Aaron Williams is going to be on this show. You have obviously you have Eric Draven on the show. You have just so many young talent on the show. The superstar Steven Storm on the show as well. Just so many great athletes that are at Supreme Championship Wrestling over in Madison, Indiana. If you're in the area, Madison, Indiana area, or within driving distance, I definitely encourage you get out to Supreme Championship Wrestling at the Supreme Arena, 2520 Lanier Drive in Madison, Indiana. Supreme is another show that we like to promote and another promotion we like to promote. Shout out to Supreme.
And Eric Draven is a good person, man. I even considered going to train over there with him. You can't, like I said, you can't beat the price again, and they put on great shows. You never know, you might go to a show and the Iron Man Rob Conway pop up or something. You never.
Yes,
that would be awesome.
He pops in and out of there, and just you never know who pops up at any of these indie shows. You guys just got to go out and support not just WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, AEW. Like support your indie shows, man. That's where these superstars produce themselves to be on the main roster and main shows and all that.
Exactly.
Can I give a couple quick shout outs too, real quick, for some of the OVW?
Yeah.
Real quick, want to give a quick shout out to the former OVW Women's Champion Layla Gray for her job that she's doing over at AEW currently right now. She is the manager of Top Flight, and I think that right now she is being positioned to do some great things with that team over there. And I think also Ari Alexander's getting some recognition over at AEW doing some things. Just seeing because I'm mainly talking, when you mentioned, Brian, about indie promotions, I know OVW isn't considered so much that, but like in a lot of people's eyes, they are. And like for me, since I've been attending since January of this year, I've been able to see so many of these talent, have these opportunities that they've been wanting and been working for so long for. And to see that they've been posted on their socials, seeing like they're getting these opportunities, and you can tell how much it means to them. And like, it means a lot to me as just a big fan. Even though I might cheer you, I might boo you, I'm all for all of these men and women getting these opportunities. Like Brian said, what Ryan says, go out there, please support your local indie promotions. That's where they get them fostered from the ground up.
Yes.
And that's where they have to be banked on. And, WWE is great, AEW is great, TNA, all of that. Support your local indie promotions. If I'm able to come to that show in Madison, absolutely would love to do that, because it looks like that's going to be a stellar card, you guys. Like,
for sure.
Yep.
Well, I think it's about that time to pay some bills.
Well, let's pay them. I'll start off with the first one, man, and we'll go back and forth between all of us. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
You want to throw up some music there, Ryan? And once that
Yeah,
music hits, I'll start with these and we'll pay some bills here.
There we go.
All right, man. When you guys go over to collarnoblebrand.com, use promo code FinalCountKY to save yourself 10% at checkout. Check out all the amazing merchandise that they have. Get yourself some Collar Noble Brand merch. It's collarnoblebrand.com. Promo code FinalCountKY to save yourself 10%.
Shop at www.shop.com using our personal link in the description of the episode below. Go get yourself that favorite WWE t-shirt that you've always wanted, that championship belt, that action figure. Yeah, there you go. And Chris has his on now. Go, again, shop at www.shop.com using our personal link in the description of this episode below, or any of our past episodes as well. You'll be helping not only the WWE out, but you'll be helping us out here at the Final Count and supporting us.
Chris, I'm going to send this one over to you, bud.
Awesome, brother. Don't forget to check out the audio version of this podcast. You can catch it on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public and iTunes, you guys.
And you guys can head over to jcounty.app.com to get your first official hoodie for $45, t-shirt for $25, or you guys can head over to the website for the Final Count that is made by yours truly. I just redesigned it. It looks great. More merch to come on that. You can check out our About Me section. You can check out the recent Spotlight episodes. The newest episode gets uploaded. Check out the alumni section. Let us know what you guys think about the website. I just shared it on my personal page. It will be shared on the Final Count page. So be sure to check that out for us, and you guys let us know.
And head over to w.gg and use promo code FinalCountKY to save 10% at checkout. It is your taste buds' favorite energy drink. Again, w.gg. Use our promo code FinalCountKY to save 10% at checkout.
That's right. If you want to cut the music, I want to say a little something. So if you guys love professional wrestling, you love listening to podcasts or anything like that, man, turn us on when you're going down the road. Turn us on while you're cleaning. Put it on YouTube. Whatever you got to do, man. Your support is why we do this. You guys give us feedback. You guys give us all of this, feedback and energy that you bring to us. Like whether you like, comment, share, subscribe. Any of that, man. We're trying to get out there. You may see us in some shows. If you do, come up to us. We'll take pictures. We'll sign something for you. Don't hesitate, man. None of us are shy. But we really can't do this without you guys showing support and love, man. And Ryan, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, like you said, we want to thank everyone out there watching, listening. Whether you comment on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, on any of our shorts, on any of our social media, on TikTok, even wherever you follow us, all that good stuff. We thank you for your support. We thank you for your support and using our promo codes. Check out the sponsorships that we just mentioned. We thank you for all of and any support that you give us, just simply by watching, listening, liking, hearting, favoriting, whatever, subscribing to the podcast as well. It all helps. It's all support. And we do this for you. We do this because we love professional wrestling. We love this business. We love the sport, the athletic, the entertainment of professional wrestling. And so we do this because we love it, but we also do this for you, hoping that we can, in some way, in some little way, brighten your day, take you out of that, maybe that hard day that you're having, and just for about an hour or two, maybe give you just an escape from everyday life.
That's what I was going to say, man. Take your guys' mind, emotions, or anything out of life, out of everyday to day life, out of, if you're stressed, you're worried, give it to the big man upstairs, man. Blessings are coming everybody's way. I can't say that enough. Thank you for so much support for us. Just keep supporting us. Like I said, we're coming to shows, I promise. I did make a vlog channel. You guys go subscribe to that on YouTube because the vlogs are going to come. Chris, I want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight, man.
Yes.
Appreciate you. I feel like this was an amazing episode.
Yes.
So if you guys are watching this Saturday, just love professional wrestling, love all the shows that's going on, man. Get out to your local shows, support everybody. Hell, you might see me and Chris in a ring soon.
I want to real quick before we end. I just want to say too, on my side, I just really do appreciate you guys taking the time and wanting, especially you, Ryan, reaching out and wanting to get me on here. Like I really do. It means more than you know, man. And I've been loving wrestling since I was 3 years old. Kind of to piggyback on what you guys were saying. Like people might not understand, but when you support and you like, you heart, you subscribe, and you do make comments, like it helps, like people like you guys have had a passion for wrestling for pretty much probably y'all's whole lives, like mine. And like, I can't speak for you guys, but like knowing you guys, what I do know, like you guys seem like two really awesome dudes and that just love professional wrestling and you're fans at heart. And like what you guys are doing or, allowing that escape, what you said, because there's so many people going through so many hardships. And like for me, I've been through so many things my entire life, but the one thing other than the man upstairs and like my family and the people that I have around me that I love, it's been professional wrestling, and it's helped me have that escape. And so what they are saying, guys, it is true. Please support them. Final Count. They do some great things. Check them out on YouTube. Check them out on here. And I just genuinely really appreciate you guys for having me on. I'm glad that you guys think this was a great episode. I'm glad it didn't get y'all canceled. That's the main
and
thing.
Another thing, guys, if you haven't, like I said last episode, maybe the week before or the week after Thanksgiving will be my official year as the co-host of the Final Count podcast.
Yes.
So you guys be sure to check out that episode because it's going to be a banger.
Yep.
Ryan, isn't your birthday on the day we record the podcast?
The Friday before.
Okay, so we might have a special then. You never know.
Early birthday.
You never know who's going to pop up on our podcast. So.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'd just like to say my thank you as well, Chris, for coming on the show. And this will not be the last time that you're on the show. You're welcome to come back anytime, sir. And like I said, again, thank you for joining us for this episode. And guys, as we do say it every week, we will see you down the road.
Later, guys.